Hello, friends. Welcome to the October 31st, 2020 edition of Rant-Om Thoughts. Well, originally, this was going to be a special Halloween episode. I was going to take a break from, screaming about what I usually scream and yell about, and rank and review some of my favorite horror films, maybe recount some favorite Halloween childhood stories, but what I wound up getting a pretty serious scare the other day, yesterday morning actually. I was still at work. I was doing my rounds. The neighbors who live on the left side of my house called and told me that the house next door to the right side of my house was on fire. Now, this structure is very, very close to my house. And so I left work early to make sure everything was okay. On the way there, I could see this really tall plume of smoke all the way from La Loma Drive, about a mile or so away from it. I knew it was going to be bad. I get there. There's cops, fire, utility vehicles, PG&E, MID, which handles the electricity here in Modesto, and this was all around in a 3-block radius. I get there. There's that house, which is next door, on fire, severely damaged. The fire department was able to contain the blaze, and it wasn't able to get to my house, but my house, my worldly possessions, that wasn't what I was worried about. I was worried about him. I was worried about Gizmo. As I've said in previous videos, he was my late mother's cat, one of my late mother's cats. I tried to save his brother and sister, and I couldn't. And it breaks my heart every time I go back to that, because I'm not even sure they're alive anymore. But I was able to save him, and I made a promise to my mother that I would take care of him for the rest of his life. And it would have absolutely ruined me if anything as horrible as dying in a fire would have gotten him, would have done him in. And after about 2 hours, they let me go in. I got Gizmo out. I put him in his harness. He escaped from me for a little bit, but he came back. Fire was effectively put out at around 5:30 or so. We didn't get power back till around the afternoon. I had to hoop the switch out back to the circuit to get out back to get the electricity back on. But it was a very frightening day, and it really would have broken me in pieces if I lost my best friend here. He and I have been through a lot, losing Ma, having to move twice, that time last year where I almost wound up homeless and I almost wound up having to lose him. That really, really pushed me to my limits. So I'm glad the place didn't catch on fire. I'm glad he's gonna be with us for quite a while longer. So not really much else on my mind to say, except Happy Halloween. All right, don't let Newsom steal your Halloween either. Go out and trick or treat. Host a Halloween party. If you can't host one, find one to crash. Be human again, even if you're dressed as something else. You know. And to those of you who do choose to live in fear, just turn off your porch lights, stay in, and let the rest of us live our lives. Well, that's going to be it for today. Barring anything else happening, I plan on doing an election day special in a couple of days. Going through my ballot picks, reflecting on a few things that's occurred this past election. You know, so yeah, going through my ballot picks, reviewing some of the highlights and low ends of the 2020 election cycle, and talking about some races going on in other parts of the country I've been watching. So it's going to be really interesting to talk about. Sometime this next month, I'll do another virtual block party, and hopefully it will be suitable to be for YouTube. And I'm still trying to get guests for the interview show I want to do with my Zoom channel, my Zoom account, and so this is going to be it for now. Gosh, a record 8 3/4 minutes. So think while it's still legal. Don't take your human or animal friendships for granted. Reopen America. Happy Halloween, and I hope to see you again in a couple of days.